Hey, folks, my name is Rene Enriquez, and you are watching Uncensored Live. Thank you for joining our live, folks. It is another day that we are going to party together. We're going to have a few beers together. We're going to throw them back. Those people who vape, get to vape it, toke it up. We're going to party right now. Look, I got a couple of announcements, and I want to make it clear we're not going to have any hating, any trolling, none of that. Anything disrespectful isn't going to see the light of day. So don't waste our time. Don't waste your time. We're going to answer the comments. Folks, my name is Rene Enriquez, and you are watching Uncensored Live. Thank you for joining our live, folks. Another day that we are going to party together. We're going to have a few beers together. We're going to throw them back. Okay, folks, sorry for that hiccup. We are working it out. I was going to say, we left off on we're not going to have trolls in the comments. We are not going to tolerate that at all. We don't have disrespect here. This is a mutually welcome channel. We welcome Blue Line. So no cop hating, no gay bashing, no politically incorrect statements other than what we slip up with after we've been 3 or 4 in. All right. That's acceptable. Just FYI, I'm 2 in now. I'm feeling it, and I'm vibing with you. Just so you know, just so you know. Let me announce something, right? We set up a shop on YouTube where you can buy copies of the Black Hand, authentic copies of the Black Hand, signed by me with a personalized note. That's in shop. That's also in Buy Me a Cup of Coffee / uncensored team. So you can get copies there. If you purchased a copy previously from a previous site on Buy Me a Cup of Coffee or any other site, www.realreneenriquez.com, we are not associated with them. I've been getting tons of email from people who have made orders back in May, April, that have never received their books. I am so sorry that you have to experience this, but I strongly suggest that you file a dispute with your credit card company and that you contact the site, WooCommerce. They have a dispute process there where you will get a full refund. Then come back to us and buy a real copy because we send ours out within a couple of days and they are authentic. So that said, want to announce a raffle we're going to have. I got some sad news first. Really sad news. The Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia, the book that has been priced out for many people, right? Because the publisher who controlled the publishing rights, Police and Fire Publishing, had it priced so high, about $100 for a copy of the book. My contract expired with them, and we decided to part ways, which is a mutually achieved decision, right? We decided never to publish the book again. So Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia and Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia second edition will never be published again. It is gone forever. So if you have a copy, hold on to it. I'm happy to say, though, that we have acquired a number of copies, and we're going to be putting them in a raffle, which is more like a Jeopardy contest. My editor is working on the details now, and we're going to make it reasonable for at least 50 people per live to have access to winning a copy. We have extremely limited copies, and it's going to be serialized and numbered so that you're going to get an authentic certification that it's the last of the copies on the market. We're going to put that up. It's a pretty rare book as it is now because so few people have it. But we do have it. We do have copies of it, and we're going to make those available to you soon. Let's answer some questions real quick. Okay. Rene Enriquez Uncensored. Did you know that Carnal Termite was released from the feds and was killed back in the 2000s? Yeah, I despise that guy. Termite from Clover. I know exactly who you're talking about. He was killed off the 10 freeway. Excuse me, eliminated. Let's say that in YouTube friendly terms. Yeah, he was eliminated off the 10 freeway in his pickup truck. I remember that, and I didn't shed no tears when he went. I'm being honest, right? He was encroaching on my territory, took some of my dealers who were dealing in Lincoln Heights. So I had personal beef with the guy, and he was just made. And there was some controversy in terms of his being made. State guys didn't really recognize the guy. The feds did, but the state didn't. And I was one of the guys that didn't recognize him. So I couldn't understand how this cat could encroach upon my dealers and have them come to his crew. So I had personal beef with the guy. So if you're expecting a biased response, you got it. I'm just being real, bro. Okay. Excuse me, it's not a raffle. Let me clarify that right now. It is not a raffle. This is not a pay per participation thing. It's a Jeopardy contest where people are going to be asked questions. I'm regressing here. I digress. I apologize. Um, let's keep in mind, I'm two in, folks. I'm two in. So for the very limited copies in the last on the market, Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia, second edition, which I have a number of copies of. We're going to raffle, play a game called Jeopardy, YouTube Jeopardy. Who knows Rene Enriquez best, right? And my editor's going to set it up. We are going to use a righteous format as we're going to use today. We're using a format to select winners of some swag we got here. And we're going to use the same process for the winners of the Jeopardy contest. So keep that in mind, folks. This is going to be a contest. Your knowledge of Rene Enriquez, right? It's going to be a specific live that we're going to hold, periodically, because we have so few copies of the book. We want it to be available to you guys as much as possible. As much as we can make it available, we will. Okay, let's go to the second question. Truth Teller 7722. Rene, got a question. Did you ever come across anyone with the last name Scalise from Vianney? I believe it's around your name. Unfortunately, bro, I have not. Not Scalise. I remember Italian names because they're so rare in prison. You meet so few Italians in there. Let's go to at Marco Rios 6806. Rene, do you have a plan? Do you have a planned conversation with Michael Franzese anytime soon? I do not. I'm not opposed to that conversation, and I'm not opposed to a collaboration. I have attempted at one time and spoke to his real people on one occasion, but it has to be mutually beneficial. And I hope you understand that. It has to be mutually beneficial for our channels. It can't benefit one channel more than the other. I'm all for collaborating with bigger channels. I'm down with that, right? But I'm not going to allow any channels to benefit more than this channel. And it has to make sense for this channel, for Rene Enriquez Uncensored. Most importantly, it has to make sense. So I'm down for a collaboration with any large content producer or even smaller ones. I do smaller ones occasionally, and I do it pro bono because I believe in helping the next man. I truly believe in that. But Michael Franzese is a big platform, and it has to make sense for this channel. So if you're in communication with them, you can relay that. Feel free to relay that. Don Carmelo 1. What is Mr. Rene drinking? Bro, you're going to lose that Jeopardy quiz, bro, that contest, because you don't even know what I drink. You don't really? Are you serious? Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. It's the strongest one they got. 9.4% alcohol. I'm drinking the tall boys, the biggins, the biggins. Yep. Now you know. Get ready for that question, bro. If you're gonna join the Jeopardy quiz, the YouTube Jeopardy quiz, get ready for the question. If you want to win the book, learn me. If you don't know me, you ain't gonna win. Yeah, I said 8. I'm an illiterate. FPHUCK. We all know what that means. Question based on at Joe G 1156. Long-time listener, first-time caller, Rene. What was Groggy from Whittier locked up for? It's Gargi, not Groggy. Gabriel Ranquillo. Yeah, dude was a piece of work. I think he was eliminated for a robbery homicide that took place. I'm kind of foggy on the details. I remember his case specifically because I did a couple hundred calls on him. They weren't even wiretaps. It's ITMS system. In the county jail or any correctional facility, there's a system called inmate telephone monitoring system. Any call you make, I don't care, even if you use somebody else's PIN number, it's recorded, right? So I did hundreds of calls of him on ITMS. So I'm pretty familiar with him, but he got convicted of that robbery homicide, I believe it was, and was convicted to death row. He got a death sentence. At Fuel, are you going to make a video on Jocko? Coming soon, brother. That's coming soon. It's going to involve Jocko, Cisco from Puente, and guess who else? Periquito, Periquito. Yep, they're all involved. And his wife, Maria Yantada, who he ended up testifying against. A lot of people don't know that, but Jocko did testify. He did. Next question. Cesar Acosta, 9814. Hey, boxer. Jesus, excuse me, Jesus, aka Smiley, is my deal. I'm curious to hear about some stories of your time together. What Smiley are you talking about, bro? Define it for me. Could be Smiley from Compton, uh, Smiley from Corona. Uh, there's a number of Smileys. You got to define it for me, bro. That's pretty broad right there. Okay, at Swampy Y, Rene, bro, you misspelled my name. Are you serious? You're a member of my channel and you misspelled my name. I used to fight over that because the guys would say that that's a girl's name, Renee, and they said you spell it Rena. That's exactly how you spelled it. It's Rene with an accent mark, bro. What's your favorite car? Also, what's the reason you pick your dream car? Dude, favorite car, Carmen Gia, or one of those split window VW vans. Dream car, bro. Dream car. Because it reminds me of my youth. Like now they're classics, right? They're classics. And they're pretty expensive, but that's my dream car. I just love the top down convertible Carmen Gia. I love the multi-window. I think it's 26 window, 27 window, split window, split windshield. They're gorgeous, dude. I see them occasionally and I want one so badly. That's my dream car. And why? Because they remind me of my youth. Okay, let's go. Andres 2132, new member. Hey, welcome to the channel, bro. You made your bones. Remember, that has a whole different meaning in prison, brother. What's up, Rene? You've done profiles on all your homeboys from Ortiz except Daryl Baca. Is there one on him coming soon? You know what? Yeah, I'll do one on Daryl soon. Him and his wife Phoebe. I'll do one on them, but I know Daryl's really trying to achieve parole. I don't want to dampen his goal of achieving parole. He's an active Mexican Mafia member. Obviously, he's involved in multiple rehabilitative programs. He's a leader of Gogi. He's a leader of Hustle 2.0. And but I got this to say: how can you be a Mexican Mafia member on the commission on the Mesa and be rehabilitated? It's just an impossibility. You cannot be an active member in good standing and be rehabilitated. So, as much as I don't want to hurt his parole, I'm going to try to hold off until he gets to his parole date. You know, just because, right? I know it's biased. I know. Shoot me. All right. Nasty Nathaniel, 69. Brother, I hope you got your mark. I seen that comment earlier today and I responded to it. And you know what? I'm not a marg drinker, but I'm an IPA drinker. So, all right, let's go to your question. I am thinking of going to Ramona Gardens housing projects to do some filming. I especially want to see the liquor store where CB stole the case of bananas. Is this safe? Oh, sure, it's safe. I'm assuming, Nathaniel. Well, I've seen your photo, right? In your profile. They're not going to bother you. You know, they're not going to bother you at all. I think it's totally safe. You know, content creators are in downtown Los Angeles. I went there a couple months back. I see people with cameras everywhere. They're everywhere. You know, even when I go to the city where I live, I see people with cameras doing content, right? Do this stupid dancing and skateboarding. It's crazy. They're everywhere, so they're not going to bother you, dude. You know, if they can function in downtown LA in every neighborhood in Southern California, then you can go down there and film. Yeah, let me say it for you. Okay, at Neto Gamboa 8117. Let me say this now. If you're not a subscriber, excuse me, not a member, and you want to have your comment responded to, then join. Join now, become a member, and I'll respond to your comments. Otherwise, you can make a comment here, and I cannot respond to it because that's the rules today. Okay, I just seen Bird Dog. That is the first super chat. I got 5 on it. Good afternoon, everyone. Much love, Rene. Much love to you, Fern Dog 323. Appreciate the generosity, brother. You're always here every day. I see your comments and I respond to them. Peace to you, brother, and thank you for contributing to the channel. Okay, let's go back to the comments. Neto Gamboa 8187 has been a member 6 months. Orale, Rene, it's me, Neto. What the heck, bro? When will you be doing an episode on Weddle Buff's grandsons? Dude, I am going to do a whole episode on the Flores Borgueño family. They're going to hate me when I'm done. They're going to hate me when I'm done because I'm going to tell the truth. They've been hiding behind the coattails of Weddle Buff and Daryl Baca for so long that it's pathetic, bro. I'm going to put it out there. Believe me, I'm going to put it out there. It's coming. Stand by and stand by. Okay, at Nella Float, can you talk about MacArthur Park and why it is the way it is? Any way to fix it? Dude, have you not been watching the news? Have you not been watching the news? They have cleared out that park. In fact, Nathan Hockman went down there and spent, I think it was Memorial Day or some other day, some other holiday, and invited all the families. They cleared that place out. It is different from what the news tells. I have not been by there in a couple of months. I mean, I come in occasionally to do these gang conferences and to converse with law enforcement. And you know, it's not the same as it was. Even the last time I went there was a large law enforcement presence, but now they're focusing with the feds and everybody. Okay, we got another contribution. Go at Ghost 467 sent Rene $5 uncensored gift memberships. Right on, Ghost. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate your generosity for the gift membership. You are it, brother. It's you guys who are the life's blood of this channel, the people who donate, the people who contribute, the people who are members. Oh, and let me add about that raffle. It's going to be on Patreon, right? It's going to be on Patreon. So we're trying to we're actually going to show stuff that we're not going to show here. In fact, the whole series of me reading the Black Hand is going to be posted this weekend on Patreon. So those fans of the narration of the Black Hand, that's appearing there. And it's the only place it's going to appear. So we're going to post all those episodes there. We have quite a few done in the box already, and you're going to see them there. So just an FYI, the Jeopardy contest is going to be held here, but it's really dependent upon membership only on Patreon. So just a heads up. Big A Dub at Big A Dub. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. I work for FedEx, and every morning I throw on your videos. Thank you. Wasco is my hometown. What was your experience in your short time there? Dude, it was a short time there. I was flown in. Actually, we got there on buses, right? And then we were flown out on Operation Pelican Drop. I want to do a whole episode on that. It was horrendous. Torture. SWAT teams flew us out, chained us up, blindfolded us. I even found some footage of them taping us up and chaining us up. I'm going to include that in the episode. Just for you, Big J Dub. Big J Dub. Yeah, add Big J Dub. All right. Next guy, Jay Gutierrez, $10. Thank you, brother. Jay Gutierrez dash J2T. Thank you so much, brother, for your generosity. It's you, men and women like you, who take out the time to support this channel. We truly appreciate you. Okay, let's go back. At Chloe and Gao. Thank you so much for your generosity. Love that you're enjoying the free life. I am so loving it, Chloe. I swear each day is like a blessing. I couldn't put it, I can't even articulate it. You know, I look for these things called glimmers, right? I talked about it before. You know, in addiction and recovery, you have these things called triggers, right? You can go to buy a place that you used to physically score from, or used to shoot drugs at, or used to do whatever you did, right? And it causes this reminiscence of the life, right? And it's a trigger. It could possibly lead to a relapse. But at the opposing end, in recovery, you have these things called glimmers, right? And and a glimmer is anything that brings you happiness, peace, and tranquility. And I look for those every day, right? And I don't often recount this time. I was pulled up at a traffic light, and I went into the city because I kind of live in a desolate, remote area, right? I obviously won't say the area, but I do. And I was pulled up at a traffic light when I went to the city, and I saw this jogger. He was jogging, and when he reached the curb, he leapt up into the air as he was jogging, and you could see the glee in his face. And that was my glimmer for the day. It gave me, I looked at that, it gave me like this overwhelming sense of happiness. Another time, I was driving into the same town, and I'm going down this long street. It's like Main Street, USA, and it's covered, it's canopied with trees. And it was the fall. And all of a sudden, I get to the spot in the street, and leaves come just trickling down from the wind. And it almost brought me to tears because you don't see that in prison. And I look for that every day, something to be grateful for. So just rest assured that I am enjoying my peace. Okay, let's go to JCBX77. Much love for the channel, brother. Much love to you, or sister. Much love to you. I can't see the icon. I can't see your picture, bro, or sis, whoever you are. But I truly appreciate you. It's you guys that make us what we are. At Jesse Rodriguez dash G7Y. Thank you for the $5, bro. Rene, does the name Haas from CV3 Captain Vario Tres sound familiar? Any stories you have on him? He was in the shoe in Pelican Bay. Dude, thousands of mother hunkers were into the shoe. Being in the shoe means nothing. Being validated means nothing, right? To have your name known to the Cardanes, it means something. I never heard of that cat. Just being real. I'm not being arrogant. I really am not. But you hear these guys saying, I was validated, bro, on a level 4, 180. That don't mean shit. I'm telling you the real. Because every crash test dummy in the world is on a 180. And what are they doing? Licking boots, being sycophants, right? I'm telling you the truth. Telling you the absolute truth. You know, most of those guys are never known, never heard of, never going to do anything, ain't about nothing, ain't ever eliminated nothing, ain't gonna eliminate nothing. And that's the real. The hogs are the hogs, and the hogs know the hogs, and I don't know him. I'm sorry, brother. Uh, Vikings of Hall. Oh, brother. Yeah, I get it. The Hall. Thank you for your gift, brother. Did I purchase the book on the wrong website? If you went to the www.realreneenriquez.com, you did, bro. I strongly suggest that you dispute that charge with your credit card company, and that you go to WooCommerce and dispute that, because that site is now defunct and we have no association with them. If you want a copy of the book, go to www.buymeacoffee.com/uncensored team, and you will get an authentically signed copy. And let me say this to everybody listening: we ship within the week. Like, it's immediate. There's no delay. There's no waiting. You don't have to send an email. Just wait, bro. Wait, you'll get it. In fact, I sign once a week. My editor ships once a week. So just an FYI. Let's go to the next. Free from Fetters Grove. I don't know where Fetters Grove is at, but I'm glad you're free from it, bro. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Glad to see you out and doing well, Box. I was your neighbor in Lancaster A Yard and also at the Bay. So good to see you out. Keep up the good work, brother. I don't know who you are, and I met so many people in those places, but gosh dang, it's so good to be out. You know, I'm glad you're out too. And I'm assuming you're out, right? Because you're chatting. Well, you could have a cell phone. You know, but I'm just going to assume the best that you're out, and appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that freedom. Never go back. Never go back. That's my motto. I'm never going back. Let's move on. Uh, Julian Bueno 6699. Thank you so much for your generosity. Are you ever going to cover Artie Guzman? Probably not, bro. Probably not. You know, I got close ties, and I'm not going to dampen his attempt at parole. I don't want to hurt anybody's chance of parole. You know, if they're active, right? If Artie's not active, and giving him coverage, that killed me every time I went to the parole board, right? I'd go to the parole board, I'd get the grant, and what would happen? Cocksuckers on social media would run videos I was granted parole, killing my chances because the governor's office has this thing called a reversal panel. And they watch social media, they watch mainstream media. And as soon as the social media guys would do it, mainstream media would pick up on it and do stories on me, killing every chance I had at parole. So I'm not going to do that to Artie, right? I'm not going to do it to a couple of people, you know, just because it hurts so much. I've been there. I've been there. I got reversed 5 times. The sixth time, I had to file a writ of habeas corpus on Gavin Newsom and his crew and force them through the courts to grant my parole. It was a rough thing. It was really a rough thing. Okay, let's go to some other questions here. Let's see what we got. Nilla Float, what were those original videos of you and those two other bangers debriefing? Those weren't bangers. Those are brothers, bro. Those are made guys. Uh, I think it was LAPD detectives at a table. They cut between you and two other gentlemen. That was actually for POST, Peace Officer Standard Training. And there was a number of individuals. In fact, every organization or group, or what do they call security threat group, STGs now, security threat groups, was represented at that table. And it was kind of like an unprecedented event that they did. So that's what it was. Uh, let's see here. At Santana 12345 dash R. Cool name, bro. Thanks so much for your generosity. I have a question. How did your relationship with Little Mo fall off? I've heard you mention he was your dog. He was your road dog. It's road dog, bro. Road, ROAD. What happened? Did he ever oppose you while you guys were both in the mob? No, 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 no. Mo, we never fell out, bro. We never fell out. He was once my brother-in-law, believe it, but I was married to his sister Rosie. And I think it started going, even after I divorced his sister, we were cellies and we were bros. I mean, Mo was a loyal dude and he was my friend. I think it kind of went sideways when we were cellies, right? I didn't like his idiosyncrasies. He didn't like mine. We separated. But we still remained friends, even after he got whacked by Lalo. After Guata's crew and Angel's crew had him whacked and he started screaming for the cops, I still supported him. I tried to get him a pass. You know, maybe he feels different about me now. Uh, but I still love the guy, you know. He never did me wrong and he was always loyal. He's one of those guys that just were blindly loyal. And that's why I made him, because he was blindly loyal. Okay, Kevin Paul, 7313, new member. What is the G Shield? So why is the G Shield so secretive? It's not, bro. It's not secretive. It's a symbol of the Eternal Warrior. That's all it is. And you don't have to earn it. There's a lot of brouhaha out there, but you have to. Ow, oh, excuse me. I hurt my back yesterday, folks, and it kind of hurts to move around. It's kind of sore and ginger. Uh, but let's get back to that. I digress. Um, yeah, you don't have to earn it, but if you got it, you better rock. If you sport the icons of a soldado, you're expected to respond as a soldado. Just an FYI. Young Swoop dash K9N. Are you ever going to do an episode on Big Joe from Alley Boy Santana OC? We want to know if the stories are true that he was balling out of control. Funny you should ask, bro. Funny you should ask. Because I have a ton of recordings on Big Joe, and he was balling out of control. Joe was a moneymaker, but he's the most easygoing bicep that you'll ever meet, right? In fact, I think he should assume leadership in Orange County. That's the guy who needs to assume leadership because he's so unassuming and he's just laid back and he's all about money and business, right? Yeah, I'll do an episode soon. That's coming. I'm going to do some OC mob, some Orange County mob, and some IE mob. You know, all the stuff you guys have been asking for. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Coco Roco 7107. Any Hawaiian Garden stories coming up? Coming soon, brother. Coming soon. I mean, you got a main member out there. Cappy, I think Cappy passed away. Yeah, Weddle Buff. And now you got Badger, Albert Martinez, the newest guy to come up, right? He got sat down for a while, but I will be doing an episode there on that specific topic. Have no fear. Damn, for a drink, hold on. Okay. Local Rancher 3463. I remember reading in the Black Hand about your Sally having bad hygiene and pimples, etc. How was the toilet etiquette there with two men being so close to each other? Dude, they got this weird rule in prison. Like you're talking about little Mo. Mo had severe acne, right? He had severe acne and it bothered the heck out of me. That was my problem, right? Probably part of my OCD PTSD. I don't have OCD, uh, but I like to be clean, right? And I'm not saying little Mo was not clean, but he was continuously popping his pimples. And I'm not going to say too much more on that because Mo is still among the breathing, so I don't want to hurt his feelings or anything like that. I love Mo, right? And I love this family. They might dispute that, like they might not like me, and I get that. I get that, right? Uh, but but damn, I forgot what you were asking. Let me see. Yeah, I forgot. I forgot what I was talking about. Okay, toilet etiquette. Uh, yeah, it's weird in prison, right? I mean, you put up a lot of dudes put up curtains. They put up curtains that from the back of the bunks so that when you avoid when you sit down on the toilet, uh, you can have some privacy. And that's kind of the norm. In the shoe, it's not allowed because cops will come and hit your pad if you have it up in the shoe. But in the general population or SMY, they have curtains. So it's kind of like a little booth that you create with a sheet and you run a line across the cell and you're able to hang that up when you void, right? When you use the toilet. Now they have this thing where these dudes want you to sit down when you pee. Like a grown man has to sit down and pee. And I'll tell you this straight out, I never did that. I thought that was the weirdest thing ever, that guys would want you to sit down and pee. In fact, one Sally told me, I stood up, I went to the commode, and I had to empty my bladder. So I did. I stood up and I did like a normal person does, right? And he says, "Hey, what are you doing, bro?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" He says, "You gotta sit down." And I said, "No, I'm not doing that. I'm not having none of that, right?" And he got offended, and I told him straight out. I says, "You know what, dude? I don't play your nouveau prison rules. Like, if you don't want to see me pee, don't look. If you don't want to see what I'm hanging with, then don't look at it, right?" Because he said it's disrespectful, and I could see your thing, and like, don't look, bro. Keep your eyes on the freaking road, and that's real. That is real. And I never did that. I never sat down to pee, and guys there's these weird etiquettes in jail, right? Like particularly in the cell. So that answers your question. I'm sorry I was so graphic. One soldier three. Oh, I get it. Did I say soldier? I assume you're active. What was the first meal you wanted when you hit the streets? Gracias. Uh, it ends with a P. No, it starts with a P and ends with a Y, brother. If you can't figure that out, then figure it out. Ah, I get it. Your dirty mind. Poultry. I wanted poultry. I actually had Burger King, bro. That's what I had. I had Burger King. Yeah. Figure it out, bro. All right, let's see the next question. Uh, Ron underscore Kubi, new member. Hey, welcome aboard, brother. You made your bones. You're one of us. You're one of us. Uh, Rene, what are your thoughts on weed today compared to back in the day? Do you remember brick weed? I remember my brother brought a key, uh, and he broke it up on my little air hockey table, right? And I came in home from school, and they were breaking up this brick of weed, right? And this is when you got 5 fingers for $10, right? $10 for a lid. They used to call them lids. And he ruined my air hockey game because he cleaned up, he bagged up all the weed. And I remember joints used to sell for 50 cents and lids used to sell for $10. If you were smart, you bought a lid, you went to school, you rolled it all up, and you sold joints for 50 cents and you made profit, right? I remember those days. Now they have these places called dispensaries where you can go in, all you gotta do is show your ID, you go in and you buy anything you want. You know, I was with a girl who had back issues, right? And she took these gummies to go to sleep, right? Sativia and this and that. And you go in there, it's a regular shop. It's a regular shop where you actually, we got a commercial. Let's wait for this to pass. I think I could skip it. Okay, we skipped it. All right. So you go into these shops, and you can buy anything you want. It's crazy, dude. They got signs up. When I come to LA, I see signs up. Half ounces of yerba for $50. No taxes or taxes included. It's crazy. There's no more penalties for that. And it's cool. I mean, if you puff, that's cool. I have no problems. I don't. I tried one of those gummies once, and my God, dude, I was out of it for like 2 days. I will never do that again. I will never do that again. Not because I wanted to get high, but because I couldn't sleep from anxiety and I didn't have my anxiety meds. If you guys don't know, I have PTSD and I take anxiety meds when I am feeling acute anxiety, right? And they reduce, the symptoms. But I didn't have any, so I got some of these uh, gummies for this girl I was with, and she told me this will work for your anxiety. And no, never again, bro. I don't have any desire to be high. I don't. And you know what? Let's take this to another level. I often get these comments like, "Bro, I'm a recovering addict. I've been sober for 17 years. Don't drink." I'm going to say this straight out. If you can't handle what you drink, don't drink. I'm not you, right? I have no desire to get high. It doesn't lead to anything else other than horniness, right? I could deal with that. I'm not going to go out and want to buy a spoon of heroin or do meth or do a line of coke. That's you, bro. So don't impose your inability to drink upon me, right? I am clean from drugs for 20 years and I'm not going to regress into that. I don't care what you offer me. I'm not going to do that. So please stop with the comments in YouTube. You shouldn't drink. I don't get on here and challenge people or disrespect people. I am in my residence at peace, having a couple of beers. Jesus Christ himself drank wine every day. I am not an alcoholic. I don't have a problem. So please stop with the comments. That said, let's go on to at Mr. underscore one underscore G. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Looking forward to the van from Pacoima Flats story. Anything on Raul Güero Smooth Garcia from Pacoima Flats. Yup. Yep. Here's the problem with Van from Pacoima. I have no image of him. Nobody has an image of him. I've searched high and low, and the only thing that exists is a picture of his back. So if anybody out there, of all the viewers and listeners, have an image, email me at reneenriquezuncensored at proton.me. You will remain anonymous. You don't even have to put your name. Just send me a picture of Van. That's what I need. And I have some banger stuff, right? I have a great story. It's actually a tragic story. right? That involves Raul Bueno Smooth Garcia from Pacoma Flats. So that's coming soon, folks. I need the image. Anybody got an image? I'd really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to some more questions. Let's see. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. Nadine, thank you so much for your generosity. Nadine is our day oneer. She was here from the mob spot when I had his channel with Mundo. We got hacked and lost all of our channels. We had 3 channels we lost due to these Bitcoin hackers. But Nadine's been there. And Nadine has acted as a quasi moderator in our channel when people want to know how to hype, how to do things. She jumps in. So, Nadine, we truly appreciate you. Know that. That's your personal shout out from me. I love you, I respect you, and I appreciate your generosity. Thank you so much. Let's go to Ex Vandal. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Sup, Rene? Sup. Not what's up. Sup. All right, brother. Sup then. Uh, it's my first live with you. Get a 6-pack of Voodoo Ranger. I mean, dude, they cost way more than $9.99. But I thank you, brother. I'll get a couple with those. I appreciate it, bro. And I'm down 2 right now. We're gonna take a break at the top of the hour. I'm gonna go grab another one just for you, brother. That one's on you. All right. All right. Thank you. Let's go to the next. Let's see. That is Julian Bueno 6699. Thank you for your generosity, brother. Is it true that you wear a comb over? The Mexican mafia, Donald Trump. Please, brother. I got a head of hair, bro. I got my crop. It's thinning, but no, I still got a healthy crop. I'm proud of my crop. I don't wear a comb over, bro. I don't. I don't. I don't know where you heard that from, but it must be one of them jealous content creators. They ain't got no hair. Okay. At Jay Herrera, thank you so much for your generosity, brother or sister. I can't see your image there. I think it's a brother. Yeah, you're a brother. What's up, Rene? Much love, brother. Do you think Chuco is top of the list since he put many behind bars, especially what a shy and chap doing life? Nah, bro, I don't. Nah, it's kind of, at least that's kind of a joke, right? Everybody's afraid of it, right? Oh my God, they say I'm no good. I'm on the lista. You know how many people were on the lista? Thousands. You know how many cardinales that live today that dropped out? You know how many people testified against the organization? I mean, reality, bro. Everybody that's in prison now got testified on by somebody, and that's just the truth. And all those guys are still living. They're still living. It's just it isn't what you think it is. It is not what you think it is. Nah, Chuco's living in peace, and I'm happy for him. And I'm gonna tell you something right now. Chuco is the reason I'm here right now. A lot of people don't know that. Chuco gave me the courage to do what I did. And I'm going to do an episode of that soon. But I don't want to say too much because it's going to be in the episode. But Chuco, wherever you're at, God bless you, brother. I thank you for giving me the courage to do what I did. Okay. Analog Smog. I like that name. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Guilty as charged. I skipped the intro. Now I don't. Only one question is, how are you? I'm fucking awesome, bro. I'm doing great. I'm blessed. Every day that I'm here is another day of a blessing. I don't take that for granted. I don't. A lot of people do. They get to a point in their life where they forget where they came from, right? And I came from a hellhole. Prison is a hellhole. And I'll never forget that. I never want to lose that novel feeling when you walk into a store and you smell the aromas. Like you walk down the detergent aisle and you smell it, right? Or you walk down the top ramen aisle and you see nothing but top ramen. You say, never again, never again. I saw a guy buying honey buns the other day. And I looked at him and he looked at me and I said, never again, bro. He says, I hear you. I've been there. But he was hooked on them. I'll never do it again, bro. And so I'm doing good. Oh, on the intro too. We put it in the homepage. All you guys have been sweating me and criticizing me. Well, the intro was hurting us. You don't understand that. Like there's a couple thousand people that love the intro and they'd watch it every time because it was their jam. I love it too. It's so classy, it's jazzy, you know, it's something, right? And it was created just for us. But it was hurting when people would skip us. They'd skip past the intro and go right to the beginning of the video. And that would hurt us in the algorithm, right? So we removed it. It's not going to come back, just an FYI. But my editor manager has put it in the intro page. So go there and you'll see it. Watch it as much as you want, you guys. It's there for you. I also put it up as a short. So go see it if you want to see it. It's there. You know, it's just hurting us when you guys skip it. So just know it's not coming back. Okay, let's go back. We got a couple here. True Crime with Sandman. True Crime with Sandman. What's up, brother? You went ghost for a while. I was wondering what the hell happened to Sandman, right? You're back. Sandman's Rene. I appreciate the content. Keep having a good time. And I stay learning and laughing. Bro, that's what this is about. It's about humility and humor, right? It's about humility and humor and reality, right? You know, my challenge has jumped. Let me see where I was at. Oh, that's the comb over. I got to get back to Sandman. All right, let's see. Guilty as charged. Oh, there's Sandman right there. All right, Sandman. Yeah, hey, yeah. The channel is about reality, bro. It's not about being a tough guy or bragging because it's not about. I truly don't brag about this. I know in one of the last videos, I got a couple of comments like sociopath and psychopath. Come on, dude. If do you know what DSMR 5R is? That's the diagnostic statistical DS manual revised fifth edition, right? It's what they make diagnoses from. And the diagnoses for psychopathy and sociopathy are very distinct. There's a test that you do. It's called the PCL. It's called the psychopathy checklist. And for Northern America, there's a specific benchmark you have to reach. And if you don't know what psychopathy or sociopathy is, then shut the F up, right? Because I talk about the reality of prison violence and I show you who I was at the time, doesn't reflect on who I am today. Whether you believe that or not, then that's the truth. All right. So, all right, Sadman, I'm digressing. All right. Thank you, brother. Okay, Raider, 1043. Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Each of you generate donating and generating funds for the channel affords us to do what we do. It affords us the ability to do and create content, right? So this doesn't happen in the vacuum. It takes resources, right? It takes a professional editor. It takes me recording. It takes time, right? It takes resources. It takes software. It takes a bunch of stuff. I'm not complaining at all. I'm really not. But each of the people that donate, it's you guys, like at Raider 1043, that make it happen, right? It doesn't seem like much, but it's truly appreciated. It really is, dude. It really is. Okay, your question is, do you know what happened with brothers Chicky and Midget from Tortilla Flats? Also, you got any stories on digging it from Nabs? I do have a story on digging it from Nabs. I heard he's back in the mix, but there was one guy, Paradigm Media News boxer from the NF, that did a story giving up his location, which I was not in agreement with. I'm not critiquing that guy, but I would never do that because I wouldn't want it done to me, right? Uh, I kind of hesitant to do something like Tigre. I might do something in the future. And Chucky and Midget, I think it's Chucky, not Chicky, right? That was Chris Blatchford's story. That story is really, really old, man. Really, really old. And I never knew the guy. So like I like doing comment on what I have subjective experience on. So I probably will not do a story on them. I mean, I have the footage that Chris Blatchford did, but I most likely will never ever do a story on them because I don't know them. Like I'm not like those other content creators that talk about stuff they don't know about. They read an article, they watch a news thing, and they take the video. Like you know how many videos I've seen of my content replicated on other channels? Like I'm like, dude, like get your own ideas, but they say that imitation is the best form of flattery, right? So go ahead and imitate me. I'm nobody, right? I'm just a guy up here speaking my mind. You know, they take my video, they take this, and we're at a crossroads of whether we're going to strike those people out. We're going to give you warnings, like you're stealing our stuff. But we haven't done it yet. We haven't reported anybody yet. You know, I get it. Everybody's trying to hustle. Everybody's trying to chase the bag. What do they call it? Chase the bag, right? Stupid ass comment. That's a stupid ass phrase. Chase the bag, right? I'm just trying to get paid, you know, and I know that they are trying to get paid. So I'm not knocking them, you know, just don't steal my stuff. All right. Steve Meyer at, dash Q8Q. Oh, bro. Thank you so much for your generosity. That's our biggest donation today. Wishing you the best. I am wishing you the best, brother. I truly am. I wish you the best. Thank you so much for your generosity. That is a couple of cups of coffee, bro, right there. Thank you, brother. Truly appreciate it. Okay, let's go to the next one. It jumped. This thing jumps. Okay, let's go to Julian Bueno. I know your name. I know your name, bro. I answer your comments. Nah, seriously, loving the book. Everyone score one. Yeah, I just signed that for you. That's why I remember from. I just signed your book. Hey, brother, I'm glad you like it, man. Only the bad stuff's true. The good stuff is all lies. Know that. Nah, it's all true, bro. I don't agree with some of the stuff in the book because I had no editorial power in it. But you know, it's like 98% accurate, brother. And that's the story. And here's the thing: we're gonna do another version coming soon. We're gonna do another version. We're gonna republish the Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia at some point under another name. It's not gonna be the encyclopedia. So the books that we have now are never gonna be published again. The ones that we're gonna have the contest for. But the Black Hand has got another edition coming soon. As soon as I can get my manager and my partner in this to get into gear, we will do it. But there's so much on the plate right now, dude. So much on the plate. It will come. And I'm glad you like the book. Okay. At Roger Yanez, 8107. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Hello, brother. Who controls Chivas now? I think Chivas controls Chivas, right? That's Daryl Baca. Daryl Baca from Artesia, Dino from Artesia, also known as Tecolote from the Mexican Mafia. He controls Chivas in singularity. He doesn't share with anybody. He doesn't have to share. Widow Shai doesn't have any interest in the barrio. He never has. And that's just as it is. That's who controls Chivas. Johnny Gage, 17, $5. Thank you so much, bro. Your message was redacted. Brother, are you shy? Are you shy? You can talk to me. I'm straight up dude, man. I'm just a regular guy. Put on my pants one leg at a time, just like you. Leave a comment, brother. Beto Goose. I'm assuming that's Beto Guzman. 74. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. Hey, Mr. Enriquez, did you ever know of or hear of a dude named Raymond? Went by Pops from Happy Valley. Appreciate your content. Respect, brother. Respect you too, brother. Don't know the guy, bro. The only guy I knew from Happy Valley was Alfie Sosa, La Cardan, that died from COVID. I think I met a couple of other guys, but in terms of mob politics, they were insignificant. And I don't mean that in a dismissive or disrespectful sense. I truly don't, but it's the reality. Uh, uh, I just don't remember those guys, right? You had to be somebody to stick out of my mind. Like Bobby Montenegro from Maravilla. I remember that guy. He was my buddy, a little midget guy with a big old mustache. I remember him. Willie from San Diego. I remember him. Uh, Huesos from Rose Hills. Remember that guy. Corny from San Jose. I remember that guy. They were significant. They were camaradas, right? And camaradas in the organization were known to the organization. But just because a guy was in the Bay, because he was invalidated, or because he was on a mess or did a hit, means nothing. You know, to be known to the organization means something. Well, it used to. I don't know about now. The organization's going through this transformation, and it's kind of sad to see how it's degrading to what it is, right? But that answers your question. I did not know Pops. I'm rambling, bro. At Sancho Menis or Banis. Thank you so much, brother. No comment, but I appreciate your generosity. Then there's Cigar 71. Brother, you finally became a member. You made your bones, brother. You made your huesos today. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. I see your comments all the time. I try to respond to you each time, but there are sometimes, just so you guys know, on a video, I might get 400 comments, right? So the best time to get me is in the morning, like 6 o'clock. Drop them comments. I'm up. I'm drinking my coffee in the morning, and I'm responding to comments. When it becomes overwhelming, I'm giving hearts. Boom, 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 boom. Right? But it's overwhelming to answer all those comments. I try. I read each and every comment, and I'll kick you out if you're talking ish. I'm telling you that straight up. I'll delete your comment. So don't even waste our time. I say that all the time, and there's always some Yahoo that jumps in there and thinks that they're going to have the last word, right? No, you're not. And I do let through criticism. I do. I'm not. Uh, I'm not so vain that I can't accept criticism. But if you're being disrespectful, screw you. You're not going to get posted on my channel. That's it. Bottom line. But Cigar 71, we got to have a cigar one day, brother. I got a whole humidor right here. All right. Renee's prison wallet. You're my prison wallet? Oh my God, that's hilarious, brother. I love it. I freaking love it. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. What is a prison wallet? It's that. It's that. That's where prisoners hide stuff. Use your imagination. There's only one place to hide stuff. They can't be seen. Yeah, that's funny, brother. I really, I really appreciate that. I love the name. Keep it, bro. Don't change it. Okay. At Donnie dash W7K. Dude, thank you so much. The second largest contribution tonight. Dude, honestly, I'm amazed that you guys really believe in this channel. It means so much because we started from the ground up. I didn't even know how to create a YouTube channel after I got hacked. I was abandoned, right? I was on my own. But I knew we had something, right? I knew it because it was sincerity. It was genuine, and it was me talking to the people. I had people telling me, don't respond to the comments. Do not encourage them. Don't do this. I had all kinds of um freaking naysayers and non-believers, but you guys believed. Mrs. G, Nadine, so many people that have been here since day one. And it's the people that contribute to the growth of this channel through watching the video in its entirety, from leaving a comment to hyping, right? To contributing to these super chats, right? Dude, it's so appreciated. And it says right here, your comment is, we need a study, bro. I'm happy to see you're out big time. You opened many people's eyes, and I meant what I said. Keep doing it. Can I get a book signed like you promised over a taco? Donnie, you can email me at reneenriquezuncensored at proton.me. I don't remember promising, but if I promised you, then I promised you. Um, Email me there and explain the circumstances, because, dude, I get requests every day, bro. Like, let me get a free copy. Let me get a free copy, and I cannot do that. There's no way in heck I can do that, because I'd be broke, right? But if you show me that I promised you at some point, then I'll fulfill that commitment. All right. And that doesn't mean everybody bombard me with copies for requests for free copies. I rarely do it because it's so cost prohibitive, right? But once in a while I do give out a free copy. Tonight we're going to give out some free copies. In fact, we're going to give away two. My editor has an algorithm installed here, some kind of app that's going to select two book winners. We're going to give away two copies tonight for free. And I got two posters to give away. These are Mundo movie posters, and going to give those away. They're signed by Mundo. I don't like his movie. That's not a secret. It's cheesy and low budget. It's been named a couple of different names. I'm going to do a review on it soon. You guys are going to love it. It's hilarious. I think that'll come next week. We're going to do a review on Mundo's movie. But I got some posters here that he signed. He gladly supports the channel. Mundo's my bro. I have no beef with him, but it's a cheesy movie. I got two of those posters. So my editor at break at 6 o'clock now. Let's take a 5 minute break, folks. We're at the 6 o'clock hour. Take a 5 minute break. Go grab your brewskis. Go grab your vapes, whatever your margs, whatever. We'll be back. We're gonna use the restroom real quick. 5 minutes. Hey, folks, we're back. Let me remind you that we're going to be doing this raffle, not raffle. It's not a raffle. It's a kind of like Jeopardy on YouTube. We're going to be doing this for exclusive copies, the last remaining copies available on Patreon, right? We're going to host it here on YouTube, but it's really dependent upon your membership. Your membership from the date we announced today will make you eligible for the game process and winning an exclusive copy of a serialized last remaining edition of Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia 2. So if you haven't noticed, for the past couple of weeks, we have not done anything with Patreon. This weekend, we're going to load up all those copies and all those editions of the reading of the Black Hand, my narration, right? And the drawing is going to be based upon, the game is going to be based upon your knowledge of Rene Enriquez. It's going to be Jeopardy, right? Jeopardy on YouTube. So stand by for that. If you're serious about winning a copy, learn me. That's gonna make you eligible to win. Okay, so let's go back to Greg Nolan, 916, San Diego. Right on, brother. $5 donation. Thank you so much, brother. We truly appreciate it. Next is Danny B, 72783. That's a B number, bro. I recognize a B number when I see it, brother. That's what I'm assuming right now. I see a B number or a C number or an A number, and there are very few A numbers or B numbers in existence, right? What's up with the intro? Kidding, brother. You were reading and maturing. Did that affect you a lot in the sense of not wanting to be around low IQ narcissist members? I don't know, bro. I think that the more I read and the more I educated myself, because I started taking college courses before they were even available. I wanted to take correspondence courses in Pelican Bay, and there was no mechanism to take college courses. So they made me hire a proctor. They made me pay for the courses. And my guy Huck, I had a guy who was my crew chief named Huck, right? And he's living his best life now. He got out of prison. God bless him. I'd love to talk to him one day. Huck, if you're out there, email me at reneenriquezuncensored at proton.me. We can chat it up. It won't appear on the channel. We can go have a beer. But he was my bro, literally my stepbrother. And he used to buy me courses in college, like Cal State Northridge, right? I took App Psych, Gen Psych, I took theology, I took everything, right? And the more I learned, the more I realized I didn't know. And it fed my hunger for knowledge, right? But being around low IQ guys, you'd see guys that were such low IQ that they couldn't see beyond what they knew. And they didn't want to transcend that stagnant point in their lives. And that's what kind of, you know, got me into learning, right? It really got me into learning. And I think every man and woman that stops learning stops living, right? Because we're all uh, malleable. We can still learn, even to our last days, right? I think it's so important. And narcissism, man, every member is kind of narcissist, right? I've seen very few humble members. I think Fernie from Dogpatch was very humble. Daryl Baco, very humble. Um, uh, just humble men, right? That I met, but those are really the only ones that I met that were humble. I didn't know any others besides that, and most were afflicted with, at the very least, narcissistic traits. So, yeah, that. All right, let's go. Monster 7854. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Is if a out of state Southsider hits level 4 yard, will they be treated as a crash out? I don't really know what a crash out is, bro. Is that some new fandangled terminology? An out-of-state Sureño is an out-of-state Sureño. They're going to be treated as a Sureño until they show themselves as not being worthy of being treated as a Sureño. It doesn't matter what state you're from, bro. Even carnales have been made from other locations. You don't even have to be a gang member. You don't even have to be Mexican to be Mexican Mafia. That's the biggest secret. I think we're gonna do an episode on all that, right? The ethnic diversity of the organization. I did one before, but I got a new one coming. I got a just different spin on it. Yeah, but I think they'd be treated fine if they were Sureños at heart. Then it doesn't matter where they're from, you know. Hey, okay, that's your question, brother. And again, I thank you for your generosity. I hope you guys went and cracked another brew. I just did. I cracked a Pacifico. Yep, I cracked a Pacifico. And wouldn't you know it, my wife caught me doing it. She would tell me, another beer? And I told her, I'm in the tranquility and peacefulness of my own home. I'm with my peeps on live, right? And they're drinking with me. This is our virtual bonding, our bromance, right? And our cismance, right? If that's a word. And this is I truly enjoy doing this with you guys. Just know that. I truly enjoy sitting back, cracking a couple of bees with you guys, and just chilling, right? We don't get belligerent here. And I truly respect the respect that you guys show in the comment section. I want the subscribers. So if you guys haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. That's the only way uh, that will grow. And the channel has to grow to get to the point where we want it to get. But I'm happy where we're at. You know, I truly am. I'm satisfied with who I have here as the base. You guys are awesome. And I can't say that enough. I can't say how much I appreciate you guys. You guys are a blessing, truly a blessing. All right, next comment. Joseph Sanchez at Joseph Sanchez 5987. Thank you so much for your generosity, bro. Rene, don't change, bro, with the lives, please. No, we're not changing, bro. We're not changing at all. I'm still going to engage with you guys every time I get a chance. You know, we're going to do them every other week because every week is kind of overwhelming. I don't want to burn this out. I see guys doing it 2, 3 times a week on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. No, we're not here begging, bro. We're not doing that. You know, it's my chance to sit down with you guys and talk just like a person. No script, no format, no episode. Just me to engage with you guys. I really appreciate that. I love it, right? And there was a lot of criticism when I proposed this to people I was working with originally, right? Don't do that, and you can't do it, and you can't respond to comments, dude. One thing I know is social interaction. I'm a social butterfly. You know, that's who I've always been. I've always interacted well with people, right? Antisocial personality disorder does not mean you're not social. It means by history and definition, you've broken the norms of society and been classified as an individual uh, who has been diagnosed with antisocial personality disorder. So I love interacting. I wish I could sit down with you guys. I wish we could have a get together where we could all drink, buy a few kegs, have an open bar, have some carne asada. And I think that might be a possibility in the future. I'm seriously contemplating hosting a large event where we have security and SWAT guys and undercover cops and personal security where I can bring you guys in. That is a possibility in the future. Just keep that in mind. But the lives won't change, bro. We're talking about an event that is going to be a game show akin to Jeopardy that links to our Proton page. So don't think it's going to be a pay-per-view. It's not going to be that at all. This is more of a contest, bro. Man, this Pacifico is weak. It's weak compared to my Voodoo Rangers. Okay, Renee's prison wallet, bro. With that name. I freaking love it. Despensa a Natira. Rene, hey, Holmes, let's keep the bone crushers to under 9 inches, por favor. Bro, 9 inches, that's drastic, brother. You're talking about Blue from the AB. Blue from the AB used to take out 12 inches, bro. Like 12-inch bone crushers, 2 inches wide. He would put them in his prison wallet and take them out to the yard, and they would do their thing, right? True story, bro. True story. I told you the story in one episode about the AB about the green monster, right? That is not BS. That is absolute truth. There are guys that had this amazing capacity to insert large objects into the rectum. Like dudes do entire cell phones, iPhone 17s. They put them up there I'm not joking you. They put, how do you do that? No, I have a tiny prison wallet, bro. And that's all I'll say on that. Because this is pretty graphic. But I love your humor, brother. I love your humor. Okay, let's go to Maya Hernandez, dash M5V. I just lost you. There you go. Maya, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Bronze. We love you, Maya. We love you. It's you guys that make the channel what it is. Truly is. So thank you so much. And then let's go down to Greek Lady. Oh, Greek Lady's here. 188. That's one of our day one supporters. Hi, Greek Lady. How you doing? Glad you're here. Mr. Truck. I see. Or will the MF take over the MF? NF. No, they're not going to have that. Let's go to some questions now. Let me see here. Let's go to some questions. Why won't the mob let some of these older guys retire instead of eliminating them? There's no exit from the mafia. There's none of that. The AB did it once, and some guys walked away when it was the Bluebirds, I think, or the Diamond Teeth. I'm not an expert in that gang, so save the hate. I tell you, I'm not an expert, but I know that there was a time when the AB had afforded current members to walk away if they wanted to walk away. The Mexican Mafia has never had that, never will have it. Even like Willie Bobo and Jesse Segura, some of the guys that paroled, we talked about being in retirement, right? That really doesn't exist for Cardenales. You're still a Cardenal. Even AB Hernandez, the oldest living member, people dispute between it's AB Hernandez and Rube Soto. I firmly believe that it's AB Hernandez. That's the oldest living member of the organization. He's still a Cardenal. And if called upon, he will operate, right? And that guy's got his 80s, right? Rube Soto, who's in living in a homeboy's home, being taken care of in a wheelchair and diapers on his last leg. If called upon, he will do it. So there is no retirement. And it's unfortunate because they should say, it's time, you put in your work, you got notches, you got a couple bodies, go, live in peace, right? You're still honorary Cardenal, and they still receive all the benefits of being a Cardenal. I think that's a great idea, but the Mafia will never do it because it will encourage people to kind of drop out, I guess, Let's go to Mr. Truck. Oh, to all the truckers, my trucker brothers, right on, brother. Drive safe out there. I make this long content for you guys, but also the warehouse clerks, the night clerks, the stay-at-home moms, the miners, the civil servants, the cops, everybody out there. And I know I'm missing some, the electricians, the plumbers that lay pipe. For you brothers, for the masons, for the landscapers, for each of you. Dude, this is for you. This is for you. Plug in your headphones, listen while you work, and whistle while you work. All right, brother. Mr. Truck, 831 at 4ALV. Rene, do you believe the Sur and Norte will ever come together one day? They come together now, bro. You have an agreement to cease hostilities in all general population yards in the state of California, and they're living in harmony. They're even doing business together. That's reality. Norte is doing business in Southern California, and Sureños are flooding northern communities. Upstate Sureños, even have upstate Cardenales. So it's happening right now. Do I believe that it will ever come into one organization? No. I believe that at some point, Cardenales will become so close with some NF members, they'll want to make them Cardenales. I don't know if that will happen because it was once proposed to make a TS member Negro from the TS. Oh, Pancho from the TS. He was from the real Texas syndicate from Texas, not the fake one in California. But the Real Tech Syndicate got along so well with Cardenas, they wanted to sponsor him, but they shot him down because it was from the TS. So I don't know that they can make an NF guy. They might make, they have made Norteños. Katana has been made. Joey, G.I. Joe has been made. A number of Cardenas have been made from up north. I'm going to do an episode of that soon. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. Like that, they're going to co-opt the NF. I don't think that. So let's go to Nightcat 13. Rene, maybe this has been asked before, but I have to ask again. Do you ever see the raza behind the bars uniting and organizing? No, I just don't see that. There are too many egos, too much narcissism involved, and there's too much bloodshed between the organizations. The Pacifico is weak. It is not Voodoo Ranger, but I ran out of Voodoo Ranger. Um, I don't see that, bro. I don't see that happening. There's too much bloodshed, too much animosity. And even though the NF is living in harmony with the Mexican Mafia right now, there is deep-seated animosity. They've killed one carnal. And I'm going to say that straight out. NF has killed one validated real Mexican Mafia member in the history of the war. And the Mexican Mafia has victimized the NF over and over and over again. I don't see that happening. I don't. In fact, if I was the NF, I would seek the opportune moment and strike back to win the war and put finality on it. That might come in the future. I would see as a tactician, put them at ease, let them think that they're in control, and then at some point, boom, strike back, win the war, shut it down, and claim victory, right? I just don't see that. Okay, we got at Lux underscore interior 9050. Thank you so much for your generosity, brother. What do you think the organization's heading to? Do you think it will get restructured, or one day will it fade into something that's no longer it used to be? That's a misspelling there. It's okay, bro. I understand what it used to be. Um, uh, I just don't see the organization restructuring. The organization is what it is. As long as there's a Cardan to assume the mantle of as long as there's a Sureño to assume the mantle of leadership, there'll always be a Mexican mafia. It's the elite of the elite, right? Do I think that it's going to maintain its power? I think its power is ebbing, right? Its expansive and financial aspects, the aspects of the organization are growing. They are growing, but the strength of the organization is weakening, and you're seeing that, and it's a lack of response to disrespect. I'm going to do an episode on that soon, and I think it'll answer your question in its totality. I just don't want to give away the episode here. So let's go down to Eddie Duran, member for 1 month. Thank you, Eddie, for being a member, bro. You made your bones, brother. You're now a member. You could say you've been made and uncensored. Thank you, bro. Let's go to Sancho Banis, $4.99. Thank you so much for your generosity. Hey, Rene, can you do an episode on Richie and Pee Wee and Geary when they made their bones and what year? I will do that. We're going to have a whole series on Mexican Mafia nepotism. And for my less educated members out there and followers, nepotism is like familial favoritism, right? We're going to have a whole episode on Mexican Mafia nepotism and family dynasties. We just did one on the Moreno family. It was our first episode. That's going to be a recurring theme that we have on each little dynasty that's been created among certain families in the organization. So yeah, I will do that, brother. I promise you that. Thank you so much for your generosity. Let's go back to questions now. Let's go. Dude, it jumped. It really jumps. I lost again. Uh, uh, Alsace dash 7912. Hey, Rene, how much time did you do in the shoe? And did you witness anyone lose it? Dude, I did about 20 years collectively, but NADSEGs, shoes, all that stuff, right? About 20 years. And I've seen plenty of people, play with their feces. They had this thing called gassing, right? And J-Cats, when they lost it, they would take their feces and they would poop in milk cartons and pee in it and do a little mixture. And they would save up cartons and they would come out of their cells and throw it into cells. They would throw it into your cell. And in Pelican Bay shoe, there's perforated doors, just a bunch of little holes, like thousands of holes in front of your cell. Uh, and it would go into your cell. It never happened to me, but it happened to my neighbors, right? The J cats, what are called J category J, which are psych cases, uh, they would do this. Dudes would lose it, man, like literally lose it. Shoes it affected some people in some ways that are just unpredictable, man. And I've seen a bunch of people do that, and it's unfortunate. Our door kickers were the worst, bro. The worst. Imagine yourself sleeping at 2:30 in the morning. This dude's kicking on his door, mule kicking, like laying on his back in front of the cell door, kicking the door with all his might all night long. And the cops would do nothing, nothing. And we would get them on a regular basis, dude. And it was so difficult to deal with those guys. They wouldn't listen to reason. I tried to bribe some, like, bro, if you be cool, I'll give you coffee. What do you want? Just chill. Don't kick on the door because not getting sleep is so miserable. I've seen so many people lose it in so many ways. Stoopy from Ontario lost it eventually. Now, I'm going to do an episode on him soon. I don't want to give away the episode, but I'm going to tell you about how he lost it. Okay, then there's Andres 2132. Thank you for your generosity, brother. What's up, Rene? You mentioned to me on your last live that you were going to hit Big Puppet Baez. What was the real reason for that? He was an imposing dude. Dude, he was a freaking beast. And I'm telling you, I was intimidated by him. Like I wanted to take two dudes to whack him. I talked to Marky Quiros, and I think uh, it might have been Muskie. It might have been Muskie. I told him, I said, look, I got the green because I got the green light to whack him, right? They gave me the green light to whack him because they had called me a PC. I wasn't a PC. Him and Vesey Sagato called me a PC, but I was scared of his size, bro. I had a bone crusher. Like I'm talking a serious knife, about 8 inches long, 2 inches wide, razor sharp, and the only I'm gonna do a story on that. I can't give it up. Can't give it up, bro. Can't give it up. Wait for the episode. Next one is Nadine. Thank you so much, Nadine. You are so generous. We love you here in the channel. It's at Nadine G1U. You have supported us so much, Nadine, and there's no way possible to thank you for your generosity other than to say we love you. All right, we do. And then there's Westside Pablo 2. Thank you so much, brother. Your generosity is truly appreciated. Why I want to scroll? Maybe because I've had too many drinks. All right. I don't know why this is popping up. Okay. Damn thing keeps popping up. It's obscuring your comment. Is it difficult? I don't know why this is doing this. Is it difficult to imagine you speaking like other members on your wiretaps or in hotel vids? Would you dumb down your vocab? And we'd like a sample of how you spoke as a member. Dude, I'm sorry to tell you, first, Westside Pablo 2, thank you so much for your generosity, bro. I keep telling you guys over and over, it's you guys that make this channel function. The guys that go out of your way to support the channel, to hype the channel, to watch the video in its entirety, to become members, to subscribe, to leave a thumbs up. It's that support that builds this channel. Grassroots, bro. We're grassroots here. We're not, we don't pay for promotion. We don't do none of that. It's you guys that promote us. And I truly appreciate it. And the whole team appreciates it, which is me and my editor manager. So, no, I would not dumb down my conversation. I would not, If I said something that they didn't understand, I would explain it. I could speak to anybody at any level. I could get ghetto. You hear it slip through once in a while. Um, and I could talk to gang members, just I'm one of them. I was one of them, and that's the reality, right? So I never found it really necessary to break it down, to dumb it down to become speaking Ebonics or anything like that. And I'm not being racist here, right? But I listen to them, right? And I respond how they spoke. It was that simple, right? You speak to anybody on any level, right? Without making them feel marginalized. That's what I believe was important, right? Don't make a man feel marginalized. Never strip a man of his dignity. That's what I believe in till this day. You know, you could go do and whack a guy, but don't strip him of his dignity because if he survives, you've been an enemy for life. It's an understanding that sometimes things have to be done, and even in speech and interaction, never take a man's dignity. That's unforgivable to a man or a woman. Okay, let's go to the next comment. Let me pull this up on my phone. I got comments popping in everywhere from my editor. Uh, oh, we got at probation officer's perspective. New member, Rene. Thank you so much. POP. Shout out to everybody out here. If you haven't seen this channel, probation officer perspective. Used to be a probation officer, but he lived the other side as well. He lived the other side. He's rebuilding his channel. So go check him out, you guys. Here's his question. Rene, who in your time do you feel was, personally was, that's it? Bro, I don't see the rest of your question. I don't see it. But okay. Who personally was what? The most dangerous? Cuarta. The most charismatic? Um, Cuarta. The most despised? Cuarta. That's what I got for you, bro, because I got a partial question. All right, you can define it later. Mr. Truck. Okay, I'll answer that. Ruben Nava, what's up, brother? Got your emails. Too many videos for me to watch. Ruben Nava 776. Q. Did the Mafia ever have anything to do with SF Valley Reseda 13 gang, Conogo Park, Bacas 13, etc.? Oh yeah, bro. You had Widow Smooth, you had uh, Chico, you had uh, uh, Vamp, his name was Adrian Salmeron. You have Mike Torres. All those guys infiltrated that area. Like they got it stitched up. So yeah, those gangs are had a bunch to do uh, with the organization. Christina Gill, member for 1 month. Thank you so much, Christina Gill. We love you. We love you. Know that. Know that our sincerity is deep and what we say really means what we say, right? Christina Gill just became a member and made a significant donation to the channel, and we truly appreciate that, Christina. We really, really do. Um, all I can say is the channel loves you. It loves you. Okay, next question. Oh, Christina Gill. Rene, is there still members from the organization being held at Terre Haute, Indiana death row? No, no. I don't think there is not one Mexican mafia member that has ever received the death penalty in the feds, right? It's pretty rare for the feds, Christina, to seek out the death penalty in gang cases. In only two instances. Now you know I've been drinking, right? There's only two occasions. That's a better word to say. There's only two occasions in which the federal government has sought the death penalty in gang cases. The first one is in the United States of America versus Mariano Martinez et al., and the other one is in the AB case. And that was the first AB case brought by the ATF by special agent, I think it was John Giuliani. I actually interviewed in that case, believe it or not. And they have never been successful in achieving a sentence of death for an organized crime member such as AB or Mexican Mafia. So there are no Mexican Mafia members in the hot house. That is what you're asking. So thank you for your question. I'm glad I could answer it. There is Jay Gutierrez dash J2T member for 1 month, $10. Thank you, brother. Thank you for your generosity. Truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. Do you know of anyone who has made that was not from a neighborhood or anyone made from Colorado? My apologies for the shotgun question. Shotgun question, bro. You know what everybody knows what a shotgun question is, but you guys still do it. What the F, right? A shotgun question is a question with multiple questions in it, right? So I know Mike Delia was not a gang member. He was not, he just wasn't. Italian guy, white guy, wasn't a gang member, ended up dying of cancer. He wasn't a gang member. I'm sure there are others that I don't know of, like Paisas that were gang members that got made. Like Chino from the F. I think he might have been from 18th Street or something, but not really a gang member. Not really a gang member at all, right? And then there was Cheese Boss. He was from 18th Street, but kind of like a fringe, not a hardcore gang member. But I'm sure there are some that I don't know of. But I know of Mike Delia. Mrs. G, thank you so much, Mrs. G. We love you. We love you. We love you. Your generosity is truly appreciated. And you're welcome. You know, I love doing this with you guys. Nadine, Christina Gill, Mrs. G, your generosity is amazing. And I truly appreciate you, particularly Christina Gill. Thank you so much. Mrs. G, thank you so much. Thank you for your great content. Go Doyers, go Doyers, Doyers, Doyers. Yeah, I love the Dodgers. I got every color hat, Mrs. G, and I got some paraphernalia, some Dodgers paraphernalia. My team used to be the Yankees until I went to a Dodgers game, and I got seats right behind home plate, and I was hooked. I mean, I grew up on the Dodgers. That's just a reality, Mrs. G. You know, my dad used to take me to the games when I was a kid, and but I went back when I'm in town. I try to get a game if it's season, right? And I went to a game behind uh, home plate. That was my seat, maybe 10 rows up, 15 rows up. I could hear them speak, right? And Kershaw was pitching right before his retirement, and I loved it. I just became addicted, right? So now I got jerseys, I got everything, everything Dodgers. But I will go to games soon when I come back in town. I will be there, folks, and don't look for me. I don't look the same. All right. Frank the Tank 2121. Thank you so much, brother. Thank you so much for your generosity. Your contribution is no less than that of Mrs. G or Christina Gill or Nadine or anybody. It's you guys that are the backbone of our channel. I say that with complete sincerity, man, because honestly, what would we be without people like you supporting the channel? We'd be nothing. Thank you. Your question is, if I don't know if you answered my question because I got kicked off, but do you know Roland Berry? Who kicked you out? Unless you were talking ish, bro. Don't talk no ish. We're not having it here. Do I know Roland Berry? Never met the guy. Never met him. Don't know him. And I hope I never meet him. Right? But I don't know the guy. And I don't know why you got kicked off, bro. I honestly don't. My manager editor is the moderator and hasn't notified me of anybody getting kicked out. Let's see. Pete Rivera, 3878, new member. Thank you so much, Pete. Been a subscriber since Mod Spot. Now I'm a member. Saludos, Rene. Best YouTube channel. Thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. You know what? Mob Spot was awesome. It was an awesome thing, but it ran its course. We got hacked. That's the reason it shut down. But it was a decision not to go back again. It just is what it is, and I'm kind of happy. I'm happy doing my own thing. I think that our content is a lot more active and recent and current and valuable than any other channel out there. And I'm not saying that with hubris or arrogance. I am truly not, because that's the old me. I mean, some of that is always going to be in me, right? I know my character defects, but it is what it is. Okay, we are going to end at 7 o'clock, folks. That's 2 hours live. 2 hours live. And at the end of this, we're going to announce the winners of the 2 books and the 2 posters, right? Just an FYI, we got 15 minutes to go, 16 minutes. So let me answer as many comments as I can from members. Let's answer some quick. Oh, here's one. Westside Pablo 2. Is it difficult to? Yeah, I answered that one already. That's the last contribution. Let's go to some questions. Nella side. Nella, you said tripping, bro. Sella. All right, I'm said tripping. Are the Aguirres one of the most prolific families within the mob? No, but they are prolific. I'm going to do an episode soon. You stand by, brother. I promise. I'm going to bring you that episode. They were all coming. It just takes a lot to create an episode, and it takes a lot to produce an episode like that, right? But we got the best editor in the business right now. And a lot of you are asking why there's a repeat in some of the content. Like I'll say something, but it's intended for commercial breaks to bring you back a refresher, to bring you back to the point where you left off, right? Okay, let's go to the next comment. Matt 12-R1Z. Do you have anything? Boy George, he was kingpin from New York. Heard he got made a brother in the feds. I heard that too, bro. I actually heard that from SIS in the feds, but I do not have any specific information. I'll dig it up. I'll try to get it for you, and let's hope I can acquire that information and pictures, because I mean, information without graphics is really kind of boring unless I have graphics. And again, shout out to everybody from the Valley. If you have pictures of Adrian Salmeron, Vamp from Pacas or San Fernando Valley, whatever hood he was from, who was eliminated there, please send me a picture of him, and I will do a bang up story for you guys. I guarantee you. I will not name you. You can send it anonymously through email, reneenriquezuncensored@proton.me, and I promise you, I'll do a good story because I got the inside scoop on it. Jomo-S2E. Who was Carlos Indio referring to as little C in the Tati wiretap? You know what? I'm not going to say. I know who it was, but that individual is living his best life now. Let him live his life. He doesn't want to be named, and I won't do it. I'm not like those other guys out there that do things for clicks and views and are so freaking desperate they'll say anything anytime. They will dox anybody and say anything anywhere. You know what? Funk those people. Funk, I said. Funk those people. I'm not going to do that. He asked me specifically not to name him, and I will not. So there you go, bro. I know who it is. I'm not going to say who it is. Jomo. Oh, Manuel Gonzalez, 199. Thank you so. Manuel Gonzalez dash I4Z2V, 199. Thank you so much, brother. Top 2 individual influential books you've read while inside. Oh God. 48 Laws of Power and Red Badge Courage. 48 Laws of Power because it gave me tactical advice, right? On how to wield power and how to recognize it. And the Red Badge of Courage because it showed me that every man was a coward inside somehow. Every man experienced fear, and that was normal, right? 2 most influential books of my life. Reggie and Annabelle Sfacha. What the hell? What's with that name, bro? Rene, good evening, brother. When is a movie going to be made, or is it in the hopper brewing? You know, I've dealt with a number of first at Reggie and Annabelle's Faca. Thank you so much for your comment, bro. Uh, you know, I've dealt with a number of agencies and real producers, and I don't like them. I really don't. I think we're doing better on YouTube. Those production companies want to own intellectual rights to everything, and I'm just not willing to do that, right? Because it would restrict me from doing this, right? Once you sell your rights to somebody, they own you, and you can only do for them for an extended period, like a 4-year window. And that means they own the IP, the intellectual property to everything you own. And dealing with those people, that's what it's about, right? And I'm not willing to do that. So I'd much prefer doing this than doing that. And I think you guys would agree, all the viewers, right? Okay, we got 11 minutes to go, folks, and we're gonna have to cut out and like maybe 5 so my editor and manager can announce this. He's going to take over the screen actually, and do this process by which we select through a actual program the random winners. Random because it was my choice. It would probably be Mrs. G, Christina Gill, uh, Nadine, and Greek Lady. I'm being honest, man. I'm being honest. I'm being honest with you guys. You know, because I don't pick. I can't pick. I can't be objective, right? So my editor does it through a legitimate format that makes it fair for everyone. You know, because you know, if you ask me, you know, give me a few B's and I'm gonna pick the hottest chick out there. Just the real, you know. Uh Superbucks, Colorado, 9.99. Superbucks, Colorado. When do you want yours? When do I want my what, bro? What do you offer me? I might refuse, bro. I might, but thank you, brother. Oh, Res Girls. Res Girls will definitely be a winner. I swear, Res Girls, it's been a day oneer. Hey, homegirl, what's up? I'm glad you're back. Thank you so much for your generosity. You know what, Res Girls? I know life is hard, right? But every time you reach out and you donate to the channel, it's just so moving, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your generosity. I truly appreciate it. Manuel Gonzalez. Oh, I answered yours already. I'm scrolling backwards now, folks. I'm scrolling backwards. Let me see if I can get some new comments here. Let me go straight to the I can't go here and select you from the chat box because I don't know if you're subscribers or not. I don't know how to determine that. I'm kind of illiterate to this stuff. You know, I just know to do certain things, and my editor does all this. So I respond to the comments that he sends to me. Okay, I think we're about ready to announce our wieners, our big wieners. Yep, and that's my editor's job, and we're going to do that. I think now. Let's see if he's ready. Okay, 1 sec, folks. Take a 2-minute break. 2-minute break because we're getting ready right now. I hit that bar. Yeah, just hit the bar. Hit the like. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the hearts. Like this, man. I got 21 likes. Are you kidding me? I got 21 likes on this. Nobody's liked this. Everybody hit that like right now. That thumbs up. Hit it. Hit it. Hit it. Are you kidding me? 21, 22 likes? I just like my own live. You guys are jiving me. I'm gonna entertain you for 2 minutes while my editor's getting ready. I don't know what to tell you other than I'm knocking down this Pacifico. I do not like it. I do not like Modelo. I like IPAs. They're strong because I'm all about drinking for effect. Okay, we're gonna pause because I need to get on the phone with my editor and he's gonna tell me what to do. All right, 2 minutes, folks. Pause right now. Hey, folks, we got our first winner selected randomly by an app, right? So the first winner of a poster signed by both Mundo Mendoza about his movie, Ultimate Hitman, and signed by me, personalized to you, is Ed Vizcaino -M7K. If to claim this, you have to send me an email at reneenriquezuncensored@proton.me. If you do not claim it, you will not receive it, bro. I've had this done in the past and nobody's claimed it. So please claim your prize, bro. You want it. It's yours. It's frameable. You'll have two signatures from two former mobsters. There you go. Congratulations, bro. You won. We're picking the next winner now. For a book, for a signed copy of the Black Hand. It's at Endless Capabilities. You have won a signed copy of the Black Hand. Let me know what you want inscribed in the book. Send me your address, exactly what you want written in the book. If you do not contact me at Rene Enriquez uncensored at proton.me, you will not receive your winnings. We're going to go to the next winner right now. Greek lady. Greek lady. I saw Greek lady. Okay, that changed. Greek lady? Greek lady, 188. You have won a uh, a signed poster of Ramon's movie, Ultimate Hitman. Please send me your address. I will personally sign. Tell me what you want inscribed on the poster. You can contact me at reneenriquezuncensored@proton.me. If you do not contact me, I cannot send you your prize. Congratulations, Greek lady. And the last winner of a signed book is Alcaraz Mendez J. You have won a signed poster by Ramon Mendoza and me. If you contact me at Rene Enriquez Uncensored at proton.me and tell me what you want written on the poster, you will receive it in the mail. Thank you so much, everybody. You guys have been wonderful. I cannot thank you enough for your support in these lives. I love doing them, and we're going to do one in 2 weeks. I promise. I promise you, we are going to be back. We're going to be back with a passion, and we'll have a couple more IPAs. We'll tie one down, and we'll have a great time. It's my pleasure to do this with you, and it's my pleasure to interact with you personally on this level, because I think it's essential to our channel. I think that being with you and spending this time with you is so important. I think it's more, for me, it's more enjoyable than creating episodes and answering comments when I can. It's just it's that personal interactivity that I pride my channel for. We're not any other channel. We don't do what other channels do. And this is your channel, really. It's not my channel. It's Rene Enriquez Uncensored. For a book, belongs to you. For a signed copy of nothing. So thank you all so much. Remember, become a member on Patreon to become a participant in the new Jeopardy styled contest that we're going to have going on for exclusive editions of Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia 2. With that said, folks, I think we're going to close it up here. I wish you all a good Friday night. I wish I could go out drinking with all you guys, eating tacos de carne asada, eating everything we can, drinking until we can't walk, but we can't. And one day we will really do something like this, but it's got to be right. It's got to be safe. It's got to be secure for everybody. I really want to do this, and we will. I'm telling you, we're thinking about it right now, an exclusive event with exclusive people that are willing to go through a security vetting process that will host an exclusive dinner and drinking and storytelling interactivity. That's coming soon, folks. Believe it or not, we're really considering it, and we're really putting together logistics for it. All right, folks. Remember the contest on Patreon. Become a member now. From this date forward, our members that are established there at the $20 mark are going to become eligible for participating in the contest to win a exclusive, serialized, last of its kind, never to be published again copy of the Mexican Mafia Encyclopedia. All right, my friends. God bless you all. Have a great weekend. Have a couple more IPAs on me. Peace out. Stay safe. Late.